Hello! Welcome to the House of Witchcraft. I'm Taren S, a High Priestess with over 35 years experience in the magical community. And today I wanted to show you our ancestral altar, our altar for the dead. I have a next segment where you get some up-close footage on it, so keep watching, is what I'm saying. I'm going to go over a couple of the elements on this altar to inspire you when you're setting up your altar for the season of the dead. First thing you'll see is that we've covered the mirror in the back. Within some traditions, during the time of the dead, they cover the mirror. All right, this allows for spirit realms to visit us through basically the proper channels and not try to take back doors, and it stops things from trying to sneak through as we're keeping open portals. For some folks this is important, for others not so much. For you newbie witches out there, if it resonates, do it. If it doesn't, don't. Second thing we have up here is our dark goddess. Within the cottage, our tradition, we don't actually each witch has their own personal relationship with divinity. On our altar, we typically put either representations of the light half of the year or representations for the dark half of the year. Obviously, she represents the dark half of the year, and that's why she is just the mother goddess in her dark form. It's how we view her. And then beside her, we have white candles, and which are lit over the course of a series of nights. All right, for different nights of the dead, different times we're feeding. Within our tradition, we smoke cigars, take a shot of rum. All right, and this is done spiritually. This is not a drunk fast. Also on our altar, you see that we have a series of bells. We have bells actually everywhere. We have bells hanging here because every time we put a name or a memory in the cauldron, or we put a memento or a picture up on our altar, we will ring the bells 3 times. And that may be 3 different bells, or it may be the same bell. Doesn't matter. And then over the course of the season of the dead, when is the season of the dead? Typically, and this is general for some witches, the season of the dead starts October 1st. For other witches, it may start on October's full moon. And then it typically goes until November's full moon. At that time, the energy changes, and we're getting ready to welcome the light. Half of the year, winter solstice, December 21st, will mark our changeover, where we're going for the light half, where the sun is building and the night is diminishing. All right, so for us, we're here within the cottage. We typically, and each year this can change. This isn't like, oh my God, every year October 1st is when I'm going to start the season of the dead. This is about doing it when you're feeling it. When you are ready to set up your altar for the dead is the right time, okay? Here at the cottage, we do it about October 1st this year is what we're shooting for. I think a lot of us are excited about it this year. And in the next coming week or so, different members of our coven and friends and associates will put little mementos on the altar. And when we're standing here and we'll talk about different folks, somebody may pick up a picture. At that point, you're supposed to tell their story, tell something about them. We may ring a bell for memory. We may take a shot of rum. We may smoke a cigar. What we're doing is trying to stay in the moment and do what feels right so that we can show honor, reverence, and respect to those that have crossed between the veils. And we also have our fur babies as well. Many of us, me included, will be putting up a little picture of our fur babies that have passed Rainbow Bridge. All right. And when you're putting it up, this is who are my ancestors. You have your blood ancestors. You have cultural ancestors. You have regional folks in the area that may have influenced you. All right. And you have astral ancestors. So folks, any person that in some way has resonated with you and has gone to the other side, you potentially want to put a memento on your altar. All right. And obviously we get to sit ours up all pretty and everything else here at the cottage and whatnot. You can have something oh, excuse me, y'all. You can have something as simple as a white candle sitting on a tray with your grandmother's pearls, all right? Especially for you witchy folk who are in the closet and don't have the opportunity to sit this space up, you still can creatively set up a space that is your little remembrance of the dead. And another thing a lot of witch folk do is they will sit their ancestral altars up near a window, and in the evening they will crack that window so that that's a welcoming of spirit realms, okay? And do what you feel compelled to do, all right? This is about remembering those that have gone before us. This is about saying their names, keeping a memory of them. All right. And so when folks come up to your altar and ask questions, tell the story of your grandfather. Tell the story of your mother. Tell the story of an author that really inspired you, that you decided to put their picture on your altar, all right? Because this is about keeping these folks, both two-legged and four-legged, keeping these folks' memories alive in us, all right? Is the close-up of my community ancestral altar. Here in the coming days, you will see candles, votives, little messages going into the cauldron. Every time we put a candle or a petition, ooh, sorry for the shake, up, we ring one of the bells. As if you can see, there are bells. Here it is. All these different bells are up here. And throughout the time of the dead, we will come, and you can see here that it's all covered with the bells. Right now, the knife is in the sheath because we have just set up our community ancestral altar. Here in the next day or two, the witches are coming over so that we can bless it and activate it, so that way we can start feeding it through the time of the dead. During various days, you can see I have rum here on the altar. We will be doing shots, telling stories, and things like that. This is a way to remember, to honor the dead. There are times that I will come in and I read different prayers, different remembrances. I also like to read the Rainbow Bridge poem. We have several folks here in which their four-legged fur babies will be remembered on the altar as well. Okay, I think that's the end of this video on ancestral altars. I am going to be setting up my personal ancestral altar here in the coming days, and I will film that for you as well. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Shout out to all you newbie witches. Welcome home, welcome home. We're so happy to see you. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and ebobo.